You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion.
Hello scholars, you're welcome to another interesting lesson. Our topic in this video is Old Kanem Borno Empire and Mali. The Old Kanem Borno Empire and Mali. So let's look at our lesson outline. At the end of the lesson, we should have learnt about the emergence, rulers, and fall of the Old Kanem Borno Empire, geography, and rulers of the Mali Empire, as well as the independence and official language of Mali. So let's get started. We're going to start with the Old Kanem Borno Empire. Now, this empire was founded by a group of people known as the Berbers, and the Berbers were from North Africa. Okay, the kingdom was founded in the 19th century. Now, the people of the Old Kanem Borno Empire had a name for their kings. Okay, they just the way we have names for our kings here in Nigeria. So also the people of Old Kanem Borno Empire those days had a name for their kings, and they called their kings Mai. They called their kings Mai. Now the most famous king of the Old Kanem Borno Empire was Mara Idris Aloma. Mara Idris Aloma. He was a very famous king, and he introduced Sharia law into the empire. Now, Sharia law is also known as Islamic law. Sharia law is law that is drawn from the Quran or drawn from Islamic principles. Okay, under the rule of Mara Idris Haloma, the empire prospered a lot. The empire engaged in slave trade. Slave trade is the sale of humans as slaves to other people. So the empire engaged in slave trade and the trans-Saharan trade. Okay, they sold things like cotton, kola nut, and ivory. Ivory is a substance that we can get from the tusk of an elephant. And they also sold things like perfumes, wax, and leather. Okay, now they bought things like guns. Okay, they bought things like guns, horses, and salt. Guns, horses, and salt, and silk also. So those were some of the things that they bought. Now, the empire continued to prosper, but after the death of Mara Idris Aloma, the kingdom began to become weak. Now, as the kingdom became weak, a group of people known as the Wadais came from the north and attacked the kingdom. The people of Wadai came and attacked the kingdom, and then they destroyed the kingdom, took over the kingdom, and that was the end. That brought an end to the Old Kanem Borno Empire. Now let's go over to Mali. Mali is a country in present-day West Africa. It's a very important country in present-day West Africa. Mali is a landlocked country. That means that it's a country that is surrounded by land, and most of the country is covered by desert. However, they have some rivers, but the biggest rivers or the most important rivers to the people of Mali are River Niger and River Senegal. So River Niger and River Senegal run through the Mali Empire. Now, most Malians are farmers and fishermen. Most Malians are farmers and fishermen, and the official language of Mali is French. You get to know why the official language of Mali is French as we progress. The official language of Mali is French, and the capital city of Mali is Bamako. Before Mali was colonized, it was an empire that was ruled by different kings. And we're going to talk about two of the important kings. There were other kings, but we're going to talk about two of the important kings of the Mali Empire. The first we'll talk about is King Sundiata Keita. King Sundiata Keita, he was a very important king in the Mali Empire before Mali became colonized. Okay, and Mali prospered under his rule. Mali became very famous for its production of gold. They sold a lot of gold to other parts of the world. They'll put the gold on camels and take them to other places. So the empire, the Mali Empire, was very, 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 very wealthy. Now, the most famous king of the Mali Empire ever is Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa. He was the most famous king of the Mali Empire, and he became a Muslim he got converted into the Islamic religion, and then he went to Mecca. Mecca is the holy city of the Muslims. He went to Mecca, and on his way there, he went with a lot of gold, a lot of gold and a lot of slaves. Okay, and when he got back, he came back with Islamic scholars to the city of Timbuktu. Timbuktu is a very important city in Mali, and he came back with a lot of Islamic scholars who built lots of learning centers in Timbuktu, lots of learning centers and libraries. Now, Mali was colonized by France in the year 1904. In the year 1904, Mali was colonized by France. And now you remember I told you that the official language of Mali till date is French. Now that is because Mali was colonized by France. Okay. But Mali gained independence from France on the 22nd of September 1960. Mali gained independence from France on the 22nd of September 1960. Okay, so today in today's lesson we have learned about the old Kanem Borno Empire. Okay, the name for the kings of the old Kanem Borno Empire, the most important ruler of the old Kanem Borno Empire. We've also learned about Mali, the people who colonized Mali, when Mali gained independence, and so much more. So with that, we have come to the end of the class. Thank you very much for being a part of today's class. Hope to see you in the next class. Thank you once more. Bye bye.